Hi guys, it's Mrs. Blue. Let's make some art. Don't forget, I have a YouTube channel called Mrs. Blue. Let's make some art. If you email me pictures of your completed projects at jlpic@cps.edu, you might be our next golden paintbrush winner. So here we go. Trumpet please, today's golden paintbrush winner. Is Elijah. Here's Elijah with his cyclops eye looking so scary. Elijah did such a great job in his eye. Let's make sure his name is showing. There we go. I love his Healy shirt, Healy Pride. This is really great. Elijah, nice work. I love that cyclops eye. Keep up the good work, artist. Okay. So, get ready, ladies and gents. Today's art project is a bit tricky, but I'll teach you step by step, so don't worry. Here is today's art project. This is called a one-point perspective. So, here's why it's called a one-point perspective. In this artwork, there is one vanishing point right here that our eyes are drawn to, where everything goes off in the distance, and this is where it gets very, very far away. That's the vanishing point. It is also at the horizon line, which is right here directly in the center of the paper. So everything vanishes off this direction, and that is why it is called a one-point perspective, because there's only one vanishing point. Now, I added lots and lots of details to my picture, including cans on the back of this car. It says just married. If you look up close, there's a biker here. There's a pothole right here. There's mountains in the back, airplanes, helicopters, all kinds of different windows, including stained glass, a squirrel, some flowers. You can add as little or as many details as you want. I painted this example, but you can, of course, add color to your artwork using anything you want. So, with that said, today you need a piece of paper facing the long way, not the tall way. So, horizontal, not vertical. You will also need today, of course, a pencil and an eraser, and you do need a ruler today. If you don't have a ruler, you can just use the side of a pad of paper or a piece of paper like this, and you can trace along the side of it, and that creates a ruler, and that is just fine. That'll work just perfect. So let's start. Why not, right? So first, we know that there's one vanishing point in this artwork, which is in the center of the paper. And we really want this to be quite perfect. So we do need to find the center of the paper. So the easiest way to do that is to take this paper and to first fold it as slowly and neatly as possible in half this direction, like so. And then, you guys, I'm going to pause for a minute and I'm going to get my handy dandy yellow papers here, because I feel like the black table is just causing this to glow and glow and glow. And sometimes the yellow paper is helpful. There, I'm going to use the yellow paper today. Now I'm going to open this up. You can see my fold line. I'm going to turn this the tall way, and I'm going to fold it in half this way as neatly as I can. Now, when I open it, you can see the exact center of the paper, and you're just going to take your pencil and you're going to put a little dot on the center. You can see the little dot I placed right there. Now we need our ruler. Now, draw light, because some of these lines we're going to erase, so you don't want them there permanently. So some of them will stay, but some of them we're going to erase. So you want to draw as light as possible. Okay, so I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to just go from one corner to the dot, then from the next corner to the dot. My ruler doesn't stretch all the way across my paper, so I don't want to guess. I want to be exact. So from this dot right here, look, my ruler's touching the dot, but now I need to make my ruler touch the corner of the paper. There's the corner. Here's the dot. And I'm going to draw a line like that. Remember, we're going to erase this line, so you want to draw light, but this line is very important because it's creating the vanishing point. Okay, now from the center to the corner. If you make a mistake, stop, erase, and draw it again. From the center to the corner, and one more. From the center to the corner. Okay, now we've created our little grid for our city, for our vanishing point. So if you can see by looking at this one, look at the trees right here. Do you see how the trees are all drawn in this triangle? Pretty cool, right? Then look at the street. The street is drawn down here. The buildings, which are the most tricky, are drawn over here, and this is, of course, the sky. So we're going to go through that step by step by step so you don't get confused. We're going to start with the trees because they're kind of the easiest as long as you make sure. I'm going to move my ruler to the side. I don't need my ruler right now. We don't want to use our ruler for the trees because trees are in nature and they have naturally wavy edges. So using a ruler wouldn't make sense for trees. So we're going to draw the first tree right here where my pencil is, staying inside of the triangle, except for the leaves, which are going to go out of the triangle. And we're going to draw it standing straight and tall. That doesn't mean with straight edges. That just means we're drawing the tree standing straight and tall. We don't want it to lean this way, or a lot of times we'll start drawing our trees leaning towards the vanishing point, and then your whole artwork will look like the Leaning Tower of Pisa, and we don't want that. So let's start with the tree trunk over here. And remember, we have a fold where the halfway mark of our paper is. This tree trunk should be taller than the halfway point. Look, here's the halfway point of my paper. I want this first tree trunk to start maybe right here, very tall. So I'm going to go like this, and I'm going to draw without a ruler a line like this, not worrying about things that move because that'll make it look like a real tree trunk. Then right here, I'm going to draw the other side of it like this. Don't connect it to the sidewalk. We don't want our tree to be growing out of the sidewalk. Okay, now I'm going to draw some branches like this. 1, 2, 3, 4. And that created 2 branches because we want our trees to look realistic, right? Not like lollipop trees. Now I'm going to draw a W, a curved W on top of that. W. You can already see it looks like that tree is growing into, that branch is growing into the leaves. Very realistic. Now I'm going to go below that fold line. So way down here, because this is our biggest tree. And I'm going to draw the leaves. And I'm going above this line. This tree can go up into the sky. You don't want to try to squeeze it into this triangle or it won't look right. Now the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to, at the bottom of the tree trunk, I'm going to go squiggle, 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 squiggle. Now look, it looks like that tree is growing into the grass. And I can use my big eraser, or the eraser at the end of your pencil, of course, and I can erase that. And there is my first tree. Now, let's fill this baby up with trees. Now you have to really make sure your trees are standing tall, like this. So once you lean one tree, once you draw one tree leaning, all of your trees will lean. So here we go. I'm going to go here. Maybe you can only see one branch on this tree because it goes up into the other tree. Squiggle, squiggle. Oh, look, that tree is way in the background. So cute. Okay, next tree. Squiggle. Maybe you can't see any branches on this tree because they're way up high. There's my next tree. And now is a good time, you know my rule of taking your paper, holding it in front of you like so, and looking. Okay, none of my trees are leaning. They're all standing tall. That's good. All right, next tree, like so. Our trees are getting skinnier and smaller because we're leaning towards the vanishing point. They're getting farther away. The trees aren't actually getting smaller. They're just very far away from us. Now, I'm going to erase this line. And then I have to redraw that. And if you wanted to look like a real forest, you could always add some more tops of the trees up here, back in the distance. And there's our trees, guys. Look at that. So awesome. Let's add the sidewalk before we get too confused. Okay, so the street is down here in the bottom, and you can see here on this example, there's a gray sidewalk off to the edge. So I'm going to take my ruler, and I'm going to connect my ruler to the vanishing point, but look, that's kind of a wide sidewalk. I'm going to keep it touching. Look, it's still touching the middle of the paper, but I'm going to move it to, maybe about there. And I'm going to draw a line that goes up to the center. There's my sidewalk. Now I want to do the same over here in the bottom triangle, and I want this side to be about as big as this side. You can measure if you want. I'm just going to do my favorite thing, which is eyeball it. Okay, so there's my sidewalk. And let's add some sidewalk lines. So my favorite way to do this, because the lines on the sidewalk should be perfectly parallel with the bottom of the paper. So I'm going to line the ruler up. And I'm going to draw a sidewalk line here, sidewalk line here. Now I'm going to go up, keep my ruler parallel with the bottom of the paper, so not leaning, parallel with the bottom. I'm going to draw here and here. Move up. And if you want to be really exact with this and measure things, you certainly can. Beep, beep, so little. There, look at our sidewalk. Wham, bam, done. Okay, now the buildings. Now the buildings, my dears, I'm going to talk through very slow, okay? And we're going to use our ruler because we want, I got pencil on my fingers, I'm smearing it on my paper. We want our buildings to be straight and tall, like buildings. So buildings, not like trees, should have very straight edges. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to touch it to the edge of the paper, like this. I'm totally touching it to the edge of the paper. So I'm going to show you again. There's the edge of the white paper. Here's my ruler. Now I'm going to draw a line right here. Whoops. Like that. I better erase that error. Okay, so there's the side of my building, and I know it's perfectly straight because I measured with the ruler. Now I'm going to take my pencil and I'm going to draw a line straight over and straight over. That's the first side of my first building. Okay, now I can erase, let's wait and do that. Now I'm going to draw a line here. So I'm going to try to make it darker. Can you see? And I'm going to take my ruler and I'm going to draw a line down until I touch the sidewalk. Look, it's touching the sidewalk. And then I'm going to go over. Oh, I did that wrong. You guys look, that's how confusing the buildings are. I did that wrong. Then I'm going to angle down. So the first side of the building goes over, down, over. The second side of the building goes angle, down, angle. Sorry, don't let me confuse you. And then the door to the building, goes right here. And then we add all the details, the windows and all that fun stuff. Let's add another building. We're going to erase these lines in a little bit. Okay, so look, the first side of the building. This is building number 1. Don't draw that on yours, but that's just so you can see it. Over, down, over. Okay, so building number 2, we have to draw a line over to this line. Over. Now we're taking our ruler. Straight down, straight over. Right? Over, down, over. The second side of the building goes angle, down, angle. And you're following the angle that you already drew. You don't have to draw a new line. So angle, down, angle. Then look, I can add, or you can add any sort of door you want, any sort of fancy door. That is building number 2, right here. Right? Okay, now over, down, over, angle, down, angle. There's a door. This is building number 3. You can have as many buildings as you want. Yours might be a different size than mine, so don't necessarily count up how many I have. Okay, over. Sometimes it gets easier once you get to this point to not use a ruler. Door. There's building number 4. This is a big building, fat building. And there's building number 5. Better add a door. And look, vanishes off into the distance. Now, your buildings can either have like a flat tar rooftop to them. I'm going to erase these. Let me move my ruler out of the way so you don't have to see that. Let's erase these little lines here that are not part of the buildings. There we go. Look, there's our buildings. And this is like a little grassy area where kids can play soccer. They can exit their building, kick the soccer ball right here. Okay, or you can add a rooftop to the building. This is how you add a rooftop. You can keep a flat roof like this, or you can add a triangle here on the slanted part of the building, and then draw a line straight over here. You can add a rooftop like that. Triangle, straight over. So you can either add a roof like this, or you can keep it flat, or you can do a little of both, like I just did. Okay, now the last fun thing we should do is we should add the lines in the middle of the street. So I'm going to simply take my ruler and write exactly where the fold is. I'm going to draw a light line like this. Now I'm going to turn these into the lines in the middle of the road. So the line closest to us looks the longest, even though they're all the same length. It looks the longest. So, and I think the lines in the middle of the road on an interstate, on a highway, are like 6 feet long, like the length of me, which is kind of crazy to think about. When you're driving, they seem so short. Okay, this one, and then here's the next one. And then I'm going to gradually start to get a little shorter. Don't get too short too soon, or you'll end up with really short ones way too early. There's my lines in the middle of the road, and I can erase these little spots in the middle, like this. Look at that. Now, it's the fun part. Now you just get to add all of the details and color it. So I'm going to put this example, let me move this example out of the way that I have not completed, and put my completed example right here for you to observe. If you want to pause the video, then you can copy some of my details. So there it is. There is our 1-point perspective. So fun. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson. Feel free to pause, restart, do whatever you need to do to understand all of the elements of this 1-point perspective. The buildings are the hardest, but I think it looks pretty cool. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed today's art project. Send me pictures. I want to see pictures. Okay, have a great day. Bye.